I'm here on the 27th of October 2022. There's people in there, the host assembly. This is where, this building right behind me is where our members of parliament I saw yesterday is sneaking in the back door. You know you have it bad in a country when the members of parliament already is hiding from the people that just elected them. Ain't no way in this life Kai Mills will go to the back door. I don't care if Lincoln, the Duke of Earl, 1 million people is out front here. I am gonna come and meet and greet my people, because these are the people that elected me. They could raise hell. Just answer some questions. These same people, you got to try to convince them to allow you to come back into the host assembly. But once people watch and see that you're not doing that, you're putting a barricade around, then they become agitated that they cannot speak to the member of parliament. I tried to speak to them, they know me all, and because what I did, I could tell them clearly, Kai was hustling on the ground to try to change government for the betterment of Abaco. And God stepped in there because he knew that we had worthless leadership that allowed a country to build in a country, and they are breaking all the laws, line up, getting all the tax dollars. That's where the tax money going. When I go down to the office there in Abaco, social service, all line up there as Haitians, 50, 60 deep. How did they get national insurance card? How is it possible? And they can't even speak English. But you're a failed state, you're a failed nation, everybody in there is failed leadership. If you have to have a meeting to decide how you're gonna get rid of the great buildup of illegals in Abaco, you all have failed. You don't have to do that. You have agencies, so many agencies that are paid to do this. But why did you all let it go from one house to 200? Where was immigration? Where was Ministry of Works? Where was the police force? Where was the immigration force? Have the immigration, the police force, have they gone into these shanty towns in Abaco that has such massive buildup, that are putting a sewage system into our water system? When I see the water come out the pipe, I'm scared. I can't drink that. I can only wash in it. And we have this massive buildup because we are in the Bahamas going to be a failed state, and I consider myself a failed state already, when you could have 200 homes built. These people got money from somewhere. The size homes that they have built in Abaco didn't get them built by their workmanship. There's some NGOs that are giving them this money, while Bahamians have not got one single house built. The NGOs, all hearts and hands, are trying to build some house now, but where's the government house? They brag that they're gonna build 300 houses. Well, at least common sense to say, start to build these houses before you start to break down the little domes that the F&M did. At least the F&M build the domes. Y'all break them down and leave us out in the open. But we are a failed state. If you're gonna have hundreds of illegals come in the middle of the Abaco, Hopetown, and elsewhere, and do what God got rid of. God step in and destroy the mud, the peas and sandbanks. And this government and the F&M government has allowed a massive unregulated communities to spread all over Abaco, and not one leader has said this is wrong. Nobody said it's wrong. How could you have one set of law for Bahamians and one set of law for illegals? Illegals is getting 90% of the primary school is illegal. 90% of the high school is illegal. and we're paying teachers to teach people that their first language is Creole. So the amount of Bahamians that can't afford to carry their kids to send their kids to private school, they are being left behind. But because the government is mandating that the teachers teach Haitians, which their first language is Creole, while our kids be left behind. That is called a failed nation. They couldn't have this happen in Barbados. This couldn't happen in Jamaica. This couldn't happen in St. Croix. This couldn't happen in right next to Haiti, Hispaniola. It could not happen. They would not allow a nation, a town of unregulated, undocumented illegals live in their town center, building sewage tank into the water system, nowhere to put their waste, have no electricity, have no water system properly set up. And the government, a New Day government, is passing it up as if it is somebody else's problem. That's when you said, give up your hand and say we are a failed nation, we are a failed state, because the people that's supposed to be in that House Assembly is not governing Bahamians. Only governing Bahamians. The illegals could do whatever they want. Y'all need to clean up all the immigration, all them immigration at the top, all these little satellite places around here. Immigration is selling. I can tell you right now, immigration is one of the most deadly people in the Bahamas. And in Abaco, we know they are being selling our birthright for $400 or $500. And they've been doing it for decades. And they still remain in these key positions to continue to sell the Bahamians' birthright without any retribution. All of them need to be going to jail. If you got a private investigator that come from abroad and to investigate the immigration chiefs, there's no way you can't find them guilty of crime against the Constitution of the Bahamas that they can give illegals that just come on the boat, work permits, and citizenship. We are failed nations because greed, grubblicious, and all for me baby is in trend into these government agencies. It's not about the Bahamas. It's about how much I can get out of the Bahamas while I'm in these key positions. We have not seen in decades a government and a people that work for government that would ask, what can I do for the Bahamas? But instead, they ask, what can I do to steal and give contract to my friend, and the proceeds of the contracts come back to me? It's all about the money. The hell with the Bahamas. That is why we're a failed nation, because we have a bunch of people in key position that has no integrity. That's one of these guys early morning on the 27th day of October, right in the front of the House Assembly, letting the world know that they're joking inside there. We are a failed state. We are a failed state. I'm in the taxi business. The little minister we got, Jobert Colby Davis, she in charge of giving her a raise. But she doesn't realize what it is to be in Abaco. After Hurricane Dorian, the taxi drivers haven't had a raise in 27 years. But she got a free car, free chauffeur, don't have to pay for gas, she don't have to pay for what we pay for, but we have to beg to have an audience with the minister. And whenever she promised that she's gonna do something, her promise is just like water on the dog back, because they have no integrity. If you have any integrity, your word ought to mean something, especially when you are in the office of the Prime Minister and you're telling Kai Mills, the newly elected president of the Abaco Taxi Association, I will meet with you before you give taxi plate out. She's given taxi plate out like hot candies, just giving them out, and we are not making no money now. So why is Jobert Colby Davis congesting Abaco taxi product with so many people without any consultation with the people that has been there for 45 years, and she's only been there 1 year? Disrespectful to leadership. Just how she disrespect Kyle Mills, by God, I will disrespect her. I have no love for the woman no more, because she's already draw first blood. She has disrespected the president of the Abaco Taxi Association by her own admission that she said she would meet with Kyle Mills and the union before she gave her these taxi plates, and she's done so. So therefore, she ain't got no integrity. Her word don't mean nothing. That's one of these Kyle Care videos.